Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver.
Hey guys,
now.
Bix Weir, roadtoruta.com. Silver looking good, holding at 33.50. But the U.S. Mint is not looking good. The U.S. Mint, my nemesis for the past 20 years, because they cannot do their job, will not do their job, illegally assist in the manipulation of gold and silver through their derivative book. Yes, the U.S. Mint has a derivative book, not for gold, only for silver, so they can help rig the price. I have shown many times that this is exactly what they're doing. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys. This is my Silver Eagle analysis based on their annual report. The U.S. Mint puts out an annual report, and this one in red, the big box in red, in a year that the price of silver declined $1.18 per ounce. So any hedge book properly run should gain about $1.18 per ounce. That's the reason to have a hedge book, is so that they equal out. That's the only reason to have a hedge book. A year that it lost $1.18, the U.S. Mint lost $111,700,000. That is pure, unadulterated fraud at the U.S. Mint, assisting in the manipulation of the price of silver, tamping down the price of silver. So as the CFTC was saying in 2021, we have to tamp down the price of silver. The U.S. Mint was actually performing the tamp down with their derivative book, and in doing so, they lost $111 million, where they should have made, let me take a look, they did 34 million coins. This is the fiscal year. They should have made $34 million. No, more than that. About $36 million, because the price of silver went down. That's the whole idea of the hedge. The only reason to put on a hedge is to take out the risk of the price of silver going down while it's in process in their system, being turned into a silver eagle. These people are completely criminal. And the leader of this crowd is a woman named, I'm not even going to talk about her anymore, truthfully, Ventress Gibson. Ventress Gibson had never run a mint before in her life, never been involved with coinage in her life. And they take out David Ryder, a true patriot who was helping the mint get ready for the new gold and silver standard, by the way. He gets taken out when Trump leaves, and they put in Ventress Gibson, the head of HR, for every other entity within government she worked for. She was 100% an HR person. And the first thing she said to the head of Silver Eagle sales, sell as few Silver Eagles as you possibly can. How many can we sell and get away with it? How many can we not sell and get away with it? What's the lowest amount of Silver Eagles? That's not hyperbole. Go to my discussion with the head of Silver Eagle sales, Jack Sermon. 3-part discussion. Go to roadtoruta.com. Right in the first page, this is free to everybody, very first page of the public road. At roadtoruta.com, you can find a 3-part discussion with the head of Silver Eagle sales. I called customer service. They couldn't answer any of my questions, so they had Jack Sermon call me. I think it was in Arizona at the time. And he's telling me, at first he was like, no, you don't understand, Bix. And now I'm like, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? Really good guy. He said, yeah, I can't do anything. They're making me. They're breaking the law left and right. He even said he was told by his boss not to sell Silver Eagles. Sell as few as possible. How many can we get away with not making? And the reason I'm saying this is they've stopped making Silver Eagles altogether. If you have Silver Eagles, hang on to those babies. We're looking at $10 premiums again coming very, very soon. Or if you can buy some, I don't know what the premium is now, $3.50 to $4 or something. If you can buy some, buy as many Silver Eagles as you can get. Look at this. All month, 23 days so far in the month. Voila, 48,000 coins. They can make 5 million coins a month. They're required by law to make 5 million coins per month. And now we're finally seeing the retail buyer come back in. My local guy called me and said, oh my God, finally people are coming in to buy silver, because people chase shiny objects. Well, there's no Silver Eagles available. These people are absolutely criminal in what they're doing. And the worst thing about it is that Ventures Gibson and friends have destroyed the reputation of the U.S. Mint. Used to be the number one coin issued was the Silver Eagle. We all know that. It's been since, 1987 that Silver Eagle's been number one. As soon as Ventures Gibson comes in, they cut production in half and is no longer the best-selling Silver Eagle, the best-selling silver coin. Now it's the Silver Maple Leaf because they're not available. Look at this, 1,700,000 was the number for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months out of the year. And Ventures is trying to tell us, yes, that's the demand was exactly 1,700,000 for the month. That month too. That's the exact amount. They are required by law to sell Silver Eagles to meet demand. And they are required by law not to mark them up. Another thing that Jack Sermon told me, they are marking up the Silver Eagles. It's illegal. You cannot mark up Silver Eagles. You can recover your cost, and that's all. What is going on at the U.S. Mint? And again, the worst thing about it is we're about to return to a gold and silver standard because we're about to go through the worst collapse in financial history. And nobody's going to trust the U.S. Mint because of what they've been doing. It's sad, it's depressing, and they all belong in jail, in my opinion. Again, listen to my discussion about Silver Eagle sales with Jack Sherman. I think it's 4 or 5 things we go over that he admits the U.S. Mint illegally does. Illegally. He admits on the hedge book. He goes, I'm not allowed to talk about that. And then he talked about it. He admits that they are illegally rationing Silver Eagles. And oh, by the way, this is not rationing. 48,000 coins in the entire month. What do the people at the Mint do? If they can't make 5 million Silver Eagles per month, what are they doing? Did they fire the whole staff who was making Silver Eagles? I don't think so. Governments don't fire people. Oh, it's so sickening. But what do? You fight and you fight and you fight. This from Coin World. American Eagle sales update shows silver is strong. Of course it's strong. Everybody wants silver. Nobody wants gold anymore. Why? Because there's so much gold out there. It's ridiculous. But that's not why. The reason people wanted gold in the beginning because the price was going up and silver price never went up. But everybody should know that the silver gold ratio should be well below 10 to 1. 2 main reasons throughout thousands of years of history. Main reasons why the gold and silver ratio was set at a certain spot. Number 1, above ground silver versus above ground gold. That's the number 1. That's just obvious, right? At most of the time, it was between 10 to 15 to 1. Number 2 is gold in the ground and silver in the ground. If those 2 things are somewhere around 10 or 15 to 1, right now it's coming out of the ground at 7 to 1. So one of them says 7 to 1. The other one is about 6 billion of each, and gold is growing. So that's a 1 to 1 ratio. I believe ultimately they go 1 to 10, where 10 ounces of gold will get you 1 ounce of silver. That's how important silver is. That's why they're rigging the price, suppressing the price. And those of you who don't believe me about the Federal Reserve going back to, and the Treasury going back to gold and silver, they told us all the Road to Ruta documents that I have been analyzing for the longest time. But this is my favorite one, Banking Basics. So 3 documents were published on January 1st, 2007. I was on the website, Federal Reserve Bank of Boston, right here. It's still here, Banking Basics. You see a kid putting a gold coin into a piggy bank. Is the Fed really allowed to talk about gold? And then look at this, page 17. There is exactly what's going to be happening. We are going to be walking into banks, or probably not a bank, probably the U.S. government, probably postal services, and exchanging gold coins for gold-backed bills. And it works if it is 100% redeemable. No 40%, no 30%, 100% redeemable on demand. a true gold standard, a true silver standard. 100% redeemable on demand. I demand. I don't trust this bill. I think you're printing too many of them. And oh, by the way, it can be on blockchain too. I don't know what blockchain they'd use. Probably Bitcoin blockchain, but they can invent their own blockchain for that as long as it's not a CBDC, mind you. I don't mind a CBDC if it's exactly the same as the Bitcoin blockchain. It's immutable, means you can't change it. It's open source software, so everybody sees exactly what's going on, right? If that is fine and they can't create, it's got a fixed amount, then sure, use the blockchain. But if it's not, if there's any way that the government can screw with it, mess with it, blank with it, no, we're not going to believe it. Use the Bitcoin blockchain. We believe that one. Sure, why not? Oh, it's so frustrating. I talked about this the other day. First Bank and Trust Co. of Oklahoma acquires insured deposits of First National Bank of Lindsay. Small bank, $100 million bank, $110 million bank, something like that. Went belly up because of fraud, whatever it was. The FDIC instantly says, okay, we are insuring the deposits up to $250,000. There was $7.1 million of uninsured deposits, I mean over the 250. Like, let's just say you're buying a house and you had to have $1 million, you're buying $1 million house. You had to have $1 million in the bank for a couple days. And then you had it in the bank, FDIC bank, the First National Bank of Lindsay, you had yours in there. And then all of a sudden, boom, the bank is closed. You lost that money. Except the FDIC says, in their infinite wisdom, in addition, based on estimates of recoveries of the failed assets, the FDIC will make 50% of the uninsured funds available to those depositors on Monday. So you got 50% back, and then the rest is unknown. Andy's calling it a bail-in. Andy Scheckman's calling it a bail-in. Is it a bail-in? Yeah, if they don't get their money back, it's 100% a bail-in. A bail-in meaning the bank takes your money. The bank lost your money and you don't get it back, and there's no FDIC insurance. I wouldn't call it a bailout or a bail-in. I would call it pure theft. But the reality is, if you had your money in the bank and you had $1 million, you'd get half of $750,000 because you probably only had $250,000 in FDIC insurance. This is a small potato. And this is completely different than anything they've ever done. I've never heard of it. You either bail everybody out or you bail nobody out. Not 50%. So when Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank went down, we all know what happened there. They bailed out 100% of the uninsured depositors because it was people in the deep state, like Jeffrey Epstein probably had money in there, Oprah and the dot-commers and all that. The FDIC, you can't do that. You can't pick and choose. Every time that someone fails, we're going to do it a different way. And I'm surprised, if you guys are seeing this, I'm surprised if you have over 250,000, you are screwed, especially this weekend. Why am I saying this weekend? Trump to go on Joe Rogan's podcast on Friday night. Ooh, we all know the FDIC likes to close up banks on Friday night. They put that little test the water things out with 50% of uninsured depositors, but good luck with that. Please, if you're listening to this, get your money out of the bank before Friday. I don't know if it's going to... The Trump-Rogan interview will set the left on fire. Their heads will pop. There's no doubt about it. There's going to be some great stuff in there, and the leftist heads will absolutely explode. I'm really interested in it. I think I'm going to have to watch it a little later, but we're having a party. But maybe we'll all watch it just for the party. I got a buddy who's got a birthday, and maybe we should just, for his birthday, watch the Trump-Joe Rogan interview. A couple cocktails in that one. Oh, that's going to be crazy. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, McWeaponized. The CDC unveils an E. coli breakout on quarter pounders a day after Trump had a photo op. So Trump goes into McDonald's and basically shows, hey, I'm with you people. I'm working. Here's how. Show me how it's done. It's like that show. The Boss or something like that, where the head of the corporation goes and works the most menial job. That's what Trump was doing. He's in there, hey, just glad hands, shaking hands with people, learning how the process works. He's a big fan of McDonald's, as we know. I wouldn't eat McDonald's if you shot me in the foot. But, yeah. He goes over there, and then the CDC says, E. coli breakout, the stock from McDonald's crashes. This is a weaponized government we have now. Weaponized government. That's really scary, especially when it's weaponized against you. Yeah, I'm pointing to you. They're going to come for you if crazy Kamala gets in. If not, either way, the chaos is here. The chaos is literally here. When you have the CDC cracking down on someone who supported Trump, McDonald's, for example, they had to give approval for this. That is beyond the pale. It's scary. They will come for you. They will come for me, obviously, because I'm speaking out. If you speak out against your government, there will be a lot of, either way, I expect chaos. I do expect a banking collapse between now and then. And we're 2 weeks away? What are you going to do? Get your physical silver in your own possession. If you have gold, swap it as fast as you can. I love gold. Don't get me wrong. But there's just so much of it. And gold-silver ratio is at 80-1. You get 80 ounces of silver for just one measly ounce of gold. And there's so much gold out there. Massive amounts of gold. It's not 200,000 tons. It's more like 2 million tons or more. Another lie they've told you. I heard Jeffrey Christian come out and talk about silver, how he's I'm so pro silver. Here's my history of our silver picks. And he changes the thing every time. We always get silver right. He is just a complete jackass. Shh, don't tell him I said so. He started the fight between the Gatta boys and him, calling us tinfoil hatters. And then he barely said a peep when J.P. Morgan got busted for rigging the silver market. Barely said a peep. He said, you guys are crazy, all the way up to that moment. I said, it's just a couple rogue traders. How many went to jail? Who should have gone to jail? Who was their boss at the time? Blythe Masters. Whatever happened to Blythe? Anybody know? She got into cryptos for a while. Yeah, she belongs in jail along with her buddy Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon should be in jail for a lot of other reasons related to Mr. Epstein. But hey, what do? You know who the only banker for Jeffrey Epstein was? J.P. Morgan. You know the only banker for Bernie Madoff was J.P. Morgan. How is that criminal institution allowed to run? And oh, by the way, they are the custodian of SLV physical silver. This is just insanity at its finest. So fight the fight, my friends. Fight the fight. I'm looking forward to the Joe Rogan interview. Looking forward to silver breaking. People ask me when I'll sell silver. I'm not going to sell silver. Why would I sell silver? I'll buy things with my silver. I do now. If I need some money, I'll sell a little silver and, buy some. It really pains me. It's like having a cavity pulled when you have to sell silver to pay taxes or some crazy crap like that. But silver is value and money, and it will go on for as long as I'm breathing. I'm sure of that. I just wish it was freely valued. Honest buyers, honest sellers, not a derivative market. The COMEX has to shut down for silver to truly be free, and that's what I'm waiting on. It could happen at any moment. I think the COMEX will shut down with the derivative collapse because it's, that's 2 to 3 quadrillion in derivatives that are all going to collapse. And that's a derivative exchange. So those will collapse as well. And silver, as I've said for a very long time, is the bank killer. Can take them out with $100 silver, $200 silver, $2,000 silver, 1-to-1 gold-silver relationship ratio. It's coming. The question is, can you hodl? Can you hold on for dear life until it hits? I can. Hope you can too. This is Bix Weir. I will talk to you later.